Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at template functions in C++. So we've seen that we can have template classes and we can also have template functions. And those functions can also be part of classes. They can even be part of template classes, so you can mix template functions with template classes. So if we have a function, let's maybe call it void print, and let's pass it an integer, let's say. So we'll call this I'll just call it n for the moment. We can output n here like this, and of course we can call it here. So let's say print 5. So this is pretty straightforward. Now supposing we want to make this capable of taking any type, because we could use the stream insertion operators on a wide variety of types. And of course there are other things that we could also do with lots of different types. Supposing we want to make this take any type at all, then we could turn this into a template function. So we could type here template class, let's say t, and then we can happily use t instead of int. So now we can make this take any kind of type, and we can specify the type here. So we could say, let's say string. And now this is going to complain because I haven't got a string there. So let's put hello in here. So this works. And if I run this, we get the string being output. One little thing I want to mention is that you don't have to use class here. You can also use type name. That also works. That works both with classes and functions. Some people prefer this because this is not necessarily going to be a class. It could be a primitive type. We could have int here. So some people prefer this, but probably class is a more common syntax. But you'll also see type name there as well. Let's go back to class. So here, let's take another example. Let's say print int and 5 or something like that. So this works with whatever type we pass in, as long as the body of our function makes sense here. Then we can go ahead and do that. Now we can even do stuff like this. We can type print and just pass in a string or whatever type we like, and we don't actually need this type here. So we've got type inference going on here, and what happens is that C++ looks at the arguments and it infers what type you mean from those arguments. So here it's actually creating a function that works with strings, and we're calling that function. Here we've got a function being created for us that works with ints, and we're calling that function. So I'm gonna give you a little exercise here, which is to see if you can think of some kind of code where whether you put in a type or not actually makes a difference. Can you write a program where actually putting this in or that, or not putting it in, will actually make a difference to the program? And if you want a hint, I'll give you one. So stop the video now if you don't want a hint. But remember that you can overload functions and have different functions with the same name. So we'll look at the answer to that in the next tutorial. It's worth having a go at, even if you think about it just for a few minutes and then conclude you don't know. Then at least you've thought about this, and that will clarify your understanding. Okay, so in the next tutorial we'll take a look at an example where actually putting this in or not putting it in will make a difference to how the program runs. Until next time, happy coding.